On the Sage's Radar, Part 1. Morgyn couldn't figure out how the Sages found out about his whereabouts. Yes, tracking is a thing, but when he'd hidden from them for a good amount of time, it was suspicious that they suddenly took an interest in him. They didn't give a shit about him when he was a Sage, and they sure as hell didn't give a shit now. That is, unless that he has something they think is valuable. In many ways, casters are worse than humans. Casters are hell-bent on being separate from even other supers. The magic realm was formed when the sages decided the only way for them to remain pure was to live away from general humanity, and thus they carved a piece of land and projected it to another realm. It's for this reason that while Morgyn might look pretty young, when calculating in normal years, he's probably pushing 60. Morgyn had been avoiding their summons for a couple of days, but he woke up one morning and decided to go for it. If he didn't go, they'd keep hassling him, and he wanted as little to do with the sages and their politics as possible. He had other things to worry about. The magic realm. On the outside, it looks calm, peaceful, collected. It exudes an air of harmony, even unity. But step through its doors, grace its halls, walk along its corridors, and you'll soon find out that the harmonious atmosphere is just a cover for their hard-ass policies and dictatorships. Morgyn stood before the three sages. No matter how composed they looked or how elegant they dressed, they all had the same look on their faces. Stubborn, controlling, borderline tyrannical. All in the name of staying good and pure. The sages sat on ornate seats, or thrones really, while a concerned young lady with ombre hair stood off to the side. She sported the same red and black outfit combo Morgyn had seen throughout the realm. He'd noticed that the residents there wore some kind of uniform. The guys had a plain shirt and pants, the ladies had a red top and black pants. What the hell was going on here? It was nothing compared to when he used to be there. The untamed sage, Kyoko, fixed Morgyn with a haughty stare. Morgyn had never seemed to get on with casters who had control over untamed magic, but this one he hated with a passion instantly. So, you're the rogue Ember, huh? Granted, you ran away before I could lay eyes on you, but now that you're here, what hidey hole did you crawl out of? Hidey hole? What do you mean? I wasn't hiding anywhere. You do know that Ravenwood has a layer of cloaking magic around it, don't you? Or is that something you don't teach here? That explains a lot. I heard so much about what happened. Who knew Olive Spectre would go so far to be something she's not? Kinda sounds familiar to me, don't you think? And what happened to Simeon and Elena? Weren't they sages? Oh, you don't know? They passed last week. Why do you think we were trying so hard to reach you? So, why have you called me here? As if it's an execution. You trying to strong arm me back or something? The Sage of Mischief, Camilla Lockhart, turned to him slightly. Camilla was as arrogant as Kyoko, but she was much more timid. Not strong arm, but we're trying to correct some wrongs we've made in the past. Wrongs? You mean covering up? We've been very lax in how things are run here, and we wanted to tie up some ends before we continue anything here. Care to elaborate? You were given the role of sage long ago until you started questioning our methods. Then you ran off to play superhero in Ravenwood, then come out as what even are you now, a pyromancer? Word travels fast around here, I see. So, you basically want me under your thumbs so that news of my heritage doesn't get out. Is that it? Silence. Well, was I right or was I right? I will remind you, Ember, you may have warlock blood in your veins, but you are still a caster. We can still exact control over you if we deem it necessary. Okay, this is bloody ridiculous. All I've heard right now is that I'm a loose end because the caster dared to break your oh so lofty rules and had kids with a vampire so long ago. Is that what this is about? We can make it about that if you like. No, it is about that. The whole reason I got the sage position was because you, pointing his finger at Kyoko, all conspired to keep my heritage secret, and Simeon wouldn't let you. So, I got the position as a compromise, a band-aid to smooth things over. But now that's no longer the case. I'm just fodder to you. I'm expendable. Morgyn seldom lost his temper. Because of his strict upbringing in the realm, he was almost the incarnation of gentlemanly composure, but this was something else. Were these sages so bent on being different that they would stoop to picking people off? Kyoko stood up and walked closer to Morgyn. Even with her lessened mana pool, one could still feel the raw magic in her blood. She leveled Morgyn with an arrogant stare. Never before had she been defied, and she certainly didn't plan on being defied today. With Elena and Simeon no longer at the helm of things, she could finally run the realm the way it was meant to be. Free from black magic. Free from all those other rotten occults. Elena and Simeon are no longer around here. That means we no longer have to play by their ridiculous rules. The magic realm was not meant for anyone other than casters, yet here we are, entertaining warlocks, bloodsuckers, and half-breeds. I'm sorry, half-breeds? Really now? The other two share my sentiments but never had the balls to speak their minds. I want to get rid of you. I want to erase you from this realm. You're no longer someone I can control, and I don't like things that I cannot control. So I get out of your hair and we're all happy, okay? You and the library you used to croon over, I want it all gone. Then, I take it you won't have any problems if I burn this council to a pile of ashes. By this point, a swirl of magic had engulfed Morgyn. His anger radiated from the white-hot flames coursing around his body. He knew the casters were snobbish as hell, but to want to go as far as destroying priceless knowledge, wiping people they saw as obstacles off the map, just what kind of thugs were these guys? Was this what Simeon and Elena warned him of all those years ago? Kyoko balled her hands into fists. She wanted to unleash her power, but she didn't have control over it. Any emotional outburst had the potential to level the area to the ground. She hated holding back, but now wasn't the time to let rip. If she wanted to show her disciple how to lead properly, she had to set a good example. Unbeknownst to Kyoko, said disciple had seen enough of their thuggish behavior. She saw how they treated casters who failed exams and trials. She saw how they treated those who used forbidden magic. She'd been trying for ages to change things, but the little crumbs weren't enough. She needed something that would blow these sages out of the water. If I may, mistress, I can handle Mr. Ember for you. Oh? This is a complicated matter, and I think it's better that Mr. Ember understands the situation before being told he's simply hung out to dry. Yes, you're right. Good thinking as always. You could learn a thing or two from this young lady, Morgyn. The young lady ushered Morgyn out of the meeting chamber. She seemed to be hiding away from Kyoko's intense gaze. You're fortunate she's taken mercy on you, Morgyn. Perhaps she can make you understand the situation better. Make you understand what you really mean to us. To me. Morgyn turned to respond, but the lass urged him to ignore the goading. The quicker they were out of there, the better. Morgyn was led to a really cramped room that looked like a small dormitory. Once the door was locked, the lady breathed a sigh of relief. Whew. What the hell was that? First of all, I think I should set the record straight.